Hello and welcome to Soul Babes Craft and Creations. I am Louise, and today is Sunday, which in my world is If It's Sunday. Now, for quite a while, I have been basically doing my knitting as my thing for my If It's Sunday because I don't have another segment. And as I said to you last week, maybe even the week before, I can't remember when, um, I said I'm going to probably move it to its own segment. And as I'm coming to the end of my Tunisian Tuesday, I'm going to probably put it as a Tuesday thing where I can do alternate weeks of knitting and Tunisian. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So there will be a new segment coming out of me doing that. But I am going to show you today my progress up to now. And then from one strand of hair that does not want to stay where I put it. And it's distracting me. But anyway, so yeah, there will be a new segment coming out, and it will be alternative weeks to the Tunisian. But first, I will finish off what I'm currently doing on the Tunisian. I'm so close to finishing it. I'm thinking of maybe just drawing all doing them all and just doing it however. But I'll worry about that when I do the Tuesday one. Oh dear. Right. So what am I doing? Well, I'm currently making a scarf for my youngest son, who has asked for a specific set of colours, which is red, orange, and yellow. Because he wants to look like one of the gamer ones that he watches, and he's interested in having a scarf looking like it. This is the yarn I'm using, which is Wendy Giggles DK, 100-gram ball, 100% acrylic, I do believe. Yeah, 100% acrylic, 360 meters or 393 yards. And this color is color WG16, which is Calypso when I purchased it from Wool Warehouse. And this is my progress this week. So that's where we left off last week. And this is where I've got to now. Sorry about that. Yes, I just got rickrolled. That's my ringtone I have on my phone. And it's one of these ones that, yeah, didn't really want to answer, so it's fine. But anyway, so there we go. This is as far as I've got to. Um, I'm doing okay progress wise. Hoping to try and get a bit more done, but as I've stated also in this past week's videos, I'm thinking of sort of I'm not going to push myself with trying to get everything done as quick as possible. I will do it at my own pace. If I get it done, I get it done. If I don't, then so be it. So that's what I'm doing with my knitting. Now, one of the questions that was asked in my comments, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. It was one of my Sunday videos from Sam from Manfers Makes. And she's asked me my opinions on the differences between um, Yarnsmith's DK Create or Starcraft. Special DK. Up until a couple of years ago, I suppose, Starcraft is what I was using. I used a lot of Starcraft. More or less every project I had was Starcraft Special DK. Um, and it's a good yarn. I do like using the yarn. Um, and then uh, just before I started my channel, I was going on the Wool Warehouse with the intention of going and buying more Starcraft yarn. And because I was in the middle of a project and I needed to get the Starcraft yarn for it. Needed more of it to finish the project, and that was the big king size blanket that I was making for my next door neighbours, and I needed more of the yarn to finish it. And I saw this new yarn that was exclusive to Wool Warehouse. And I thought to myself, they've got quite a bit of colours and things like that. And they started off with just the basic acrylic yarns. I mean, they've now expanded to a lot more different yarns, and I'm gradually buying more and more of their yarns because the main reason is because it's cheaper than all the other yarns. There is some differences between Starcraft and Yarnsmiths. So I've currently got to the side of me um, a ball of each. Well, a used ball of each because I am using both of them. Just taking the staples off of the label. Come out. That I've got on the Yarnsmiths one because I use paper clips to tighten my yarn bands around my as I use the yarn. I tighten my and fold it and then put paper clips. So here we go. We've got a Yarnsmiths Create double knit, and I have right side the Starcraft Special DK. They're both 100% acrylic. Starcraft is premium acrylic. Now you can see some differences. They're supposed to be the same colour, so they're supposed to be royal blue. There is a slight difference in the colour, but the main noticeable part of the difference in the colour is the fact that Starcraft is a little shinier than the Yarnsmiths. It's more of a matte colour. They are both DK weight, but I have noticed that Yarnsmiths is slightly thicker. Try and find the ends. Find the end. There we go. Give me the end, not. So this is the Yarnsmiths. This is from the Yarnsmiths one. There we go. And then this one is the Starcraft. Hold them straight. So this is the Starcraft. And it is just slightly, not a great deal, slightly thinner. So I find that I have to work, instead of working, they're both supposed to be 4mm hooks. I have to, with the Starcraft, I find that I need to go down to a 3.5. Used to work with a 4.5, but that was my go-to hook. But gradually over time, I've gradually gone down in size, and more recently, I use 3.5 and 4mm hooks most of the time. I even use the 4mm hook on the chenille that that again I've got from Yarnsmiths. the Let's see. Right, so the Starcraft is 100% premium acrylic, 295 meters or 322 yards per 100-gram ball. And then the Yarnsmiths is 290 meters or 317 yards. So there's slightly more in the Starcraft. There's slightly more yardage in there. But like I say, the Yarnsmiths is slightly thicker, so that is how it works. I think they're both made in Turkey. Yeah. Anything else I can say? Starcraft is a little softer, not overly softer, but a little bit softer than the Yarnsmiths. Let me see. I can't remember what the price is of them at the moment, so let me just go and find out the price on Wool Warehouse. I'll stick with Wool Warehouse as the price. Now, currently, at the time of recording, I am recording on the 2nd of May. The Stylecraft craft on Special Decay. No, that's not what I want. Come on. Internet is being slow. Okay, what is going on? What are you doing to me? Keeps going off of where I'm trying to go to. Right. Starcraft Special Decay is £2.35 a ball. And that is a 100-gram ball. And have 125 colours, which are all solid colours. The only sort of variegated ones are the sandstone type ones. They sort of look like a mould ones, but most of them are solid colour. So £2.35 a ball. The Yarnsmiths DK. Not cotton, I want the normal one. Give me the normal. It's normally £2.25 a ball, so it's normally just 10 pence cheaper. There's 120 shades, and they're all solid colours, so comparable in the number of colours. But currently, it's on at £1.79 ball. So, to be honest, I buy my yarn based on what colours I need and which is cheaper at the time. Now, more often than not, the Yarnsmiths is cheaper than the Starcraft. And when you're buying quite a lot, because I buy a lot of yarn in one go and then use up that, and then when I need to get new colours, I will buy it as part of a package to get them all. So currently, yes, I use a lot more Yarnsmiths than I use of Starcraft. Preference in use, I haven't really got a preference with whichever I use. The only reason why I get Yarnsmiths, like I say, is more because it's cheaper. In comparison with Starcraft, like I say, Starcraft is a little softer, little thinner, so sometimes it's not so heavy for using with. But it also depends on what the project is that I'm working with. Some projects are better using Starcraft, some are better using the Yarnsmith. But in general, the reason why I use Yarnsmith more than I use Starcraft is the price. It's that little bit cheaper, and when you're buying quite a bit of it in one go, then that little bit of price makes the difference. Um, so like I say, the current is 235 for the um, Starcraft, or 179 a ball for Yarnsmiths. It's a no-brainer in that case. It's cheaper to get the Yarnsmith. Um, and it's the same with most of the ones across the brand of the Yarnsmiths. They are cheaper than the other branded ones. With in whichever one you want to compare it with. Um, but it all depends. I get based on what I need. If I need a specific yarn for a specific, like the um the scarf I'm making for my son, he wants a specific set of colours. Now, the only one that I've managed to find that has those three specific colours in it was the Wendy Giggles. Yarnsmiths has got a variegated, but it didn't have just the yellow, orange, and green, yellow, orange, and red in it. It had green and purple as well in it. So it all depends on what the project is that I'm doing as to what I will use. But if I'm going to sort of just do the comparison of I want this particular yarn for a particular project, and it doesn't matter which brand I'm using, then Yarnsmith is probably the one I will go for because of the price. So there we go. That's my opinion on it. I wouldn't take my opinion as gospel. It's just that's my opinion. It's how I feel. Um, I have I am when I get round to it, once I actually sort of move rooms, and because we're in process of rearranging things, it may take some time. Um, as I've said in previous times, mobility issues is part of the reasons for the problems I have. But I am in the process of trying to sort out a room upstairs that will become my personal space craft room. Um, it's going to take some time though, but my eventual will be to have a full wall full of all the yarns that I can afford to purchase, and a majority of that is most likely to be yarns. We will see. So, okay. If anybody else wants any questions of us answered on that situation as to the differences between yarns, that's okay. Like I say, they're both very good. I use both of them in a lot of things, so I use them both. I use them all the time. I just, at the moment, I purchase a lot more of the Yarnsmiths because it's cheaper. But there are times when the Stylecraft is cheaper because it comes up on sale, and they have a sale of it when it comes up. If I'm at the time purchasing yarn and it's at that price at a cheaper price, I will get it. It's whichever is cheaper at the time, and long as it gets the colours that I'm looking for. Because I generally buy for projects, specifically for projects. Yes, a lot of the ones right behind me are not for specific projects at the moment, but they were purchased because of what I was planning on doing with certain projects, and I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of choice. Like with the amigurumi that I am doing on my Fridays, um, I I don't know what I'll be doing, what colours I'll be using, so I'll use from my scrap ball bucket. This is my scrap ball bucket. To it. This is my scrap ball bucket, and they're all divided up into colours. So here we go. We've got in the reds. So I've got my little balls of colours are in there. Little balls of reds. Each colour is in its own little bag. It's so that it's sorted, so I know. All of the ones that are in here are all acrylics. So I know that it's not going to be any problems with those. And once these balls get to the point where they won't hold in their ball band very well, once they come out of that, then I'll ball them up into a small ball and put them in my scraps. So all these colours will get used at some point or other in all of the projects that I use. It's fine. It's they stay up there while they are able to stay in skein form. As soon as they don't hold that thing, they get balled up and put in my scrap yarn. So I mean, most of the ones that are up here, they've been in use. They've had some colour used. I mean, this one here with the yellow, with the end of the yellow sticking out. That ball's been in use because the end of the ball is sticking out. I work from the inside of the balls. That's another thing that there is. The Yarnsmiths ones, because it's not so soft. Sometimes you get a bit of yarn bath, but when you do get the yarn bath, it's easy for it to be detangled, and it's not like it comes out in a great big lump. It's all small amounts where it's caught as it's going through. It's easy enough to deal with. which is fine. But yeah, I'm a centre pull. Generally centre pull from most of my yarns, and I find it a lot easier than trying to do everything from the outside. The only one that always, even the chenille, a lot of the chenille ones I will do from the centre pull if I can find it. If I can't find the centre pull, then I work from the outside. But more often than not, I do centre pull. So anyway, that's what I can say, what I feel I can say about all of it. If there is anything that anybody wants to know, then I'll quite happily try and talk about it if I can. If there's anything specific that people want to know about it, then I can give you my opinions. But like I say, it's my opinions. It's not what everybody can think of on it all. And I say main reason why I generally will use yarn smiths is price. It's that bit cheaper, and when you use a lot of it, and that's what you're doing all the time, yeah, yarn smiths is the one that I will use purely because of price. So, anyway, with that all being said, and for today, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Love and kindness to everyone. Bye for now, and I'll see you all soon.